Here we presents the top 5 best smartwatches. Starting at number 5, Fitbit Ionic. As with the Versa 2, Fitbit's Ionic is foremost a fitness watch. The Ionic is considered Fitbit's flagship, and it offers more features and better functionality, at the cost of a larger, chunkier build. For people really into fitness, having a large watch on their wrist can be uncomfortable and distracting. At the same time, Ionic does offer improved functionality over the smaller, less expensive Versa 2. I can't tell you if that loss of comfort is worth the functional gains, but it's a trade-off that should be weighed, in my opinion. The Ionic's body is aluminum, with antenna bands on the side. Despite this, it's still quite attractive and looks like a proper premium watch. On the left is a single button, with 2 more on the right. They sit in the same place as the Fitbit Blaze, and are there to help you navigate your way around the Fitbit UI. The LCD screen has a resolution of 250 by 384, and has a brightness of 1000 nits, which is about the same as the Apple Watch 2. That means you can read the display even in bright sunlight. I found the touchscreen to be slow sometimes, and I often had to be more vigorous when raising my wrist to get the raise to wake feature working. It's not an ideal situation to be in when you're running or cycling. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4, Apple Watch Series 4. When Apple Watch 4 first hit the wrists, many considered it one of the best smartwatches money could buy, if not the best. It was fast. It was versatile. And it was innovative. In design, they are more similar than different. They have similar sizes and shapes and bands. They have the same amount of memory, use the same processor, and have the same digital crown that's used to navigate apps and to access the EKG. And both offer fall detection. They also run on the watchOS 6. As we mentioned at the top of the article, the Series 5 has some upgraded drivers and an improved display that give incremental upgrades in its user interface and battery life, but there are really only 2 downsides to buying the Series 4. While this information isn't good enough to diagnose anything other than an irregular heartbeat, it is good enough to take to your doctor for further tests. The Apple Watch 4 also innovated fall detection, a great feature for at-risk populations. And while the Series 5 promotes upgrades to all of these systems, in practice you probably won't see a difference between it and the Series 4. Halfway of my list at number 3, TicWatch Pro. Mobvoi TicWatch is a new entrant to the field. To be entirely honest, I hadn't heard of the names TicWatch or Mobvoi until last year. However, even though it's a new brand with new products, it's managed to take hold of its share of the market with a savvy business strategy and sound designs. The Mobvoi TicWatch E and S were both impressive, and now we have the Mobvoi TicWatch Pro, which also is its most premium product to date. Mobvoi started out making artificial intelligence voice technologies. They then expanded into smart home devices and wearables, focusing on the underserved Chinese market. Their main design philosophy has been to deliver high-end specs on a budget by skimping on external designs, which is a reasonable trade-off. The biggest downside to this watch is that it isn't as user-friendly as other watches. For starters, there is no LTE version yet offered. It uses the Wear OS, but also requires that the Mobvoi app be downloaded in order for the watch to work at all. Not only is the Mobvoi app itself lackluster, but other important functions, such as the phone app, aren't quite as good as what you'll find on other smartwatches. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. Coming in at number 2, Fossil Gen 5. Fossil has been in the watchmaking business since 1984, and developed a reputation for making great watches in their mid-priced range. In their 35 years, they have branched out into other fashion products such as wallets, fragrances, handbags, and purses, as well as higher-end watches in their Fossil Swiss line. With their Gen 5 smartwatch, Fossil has kept to those roots. As of this writing, the Fossil Gen 5 is priced roughly $100 less than the Apple Watch 5, and $50 less than the Samsung Galaxy. Considering its price, features, and functionality, it lies squarely in the middle of the pack of watches from this reviewer's standpoint. Still, it's a good enough watch that I think it would be the right choice for some consumers, particularly users of Android devices. If you love your Android device and want the most seamless communication between it and your watch, then this is the watch to get. In appearance, you have 7 options of bezel band, from classic stainless steel to the more athletic look of black silicone. Fossil is, at heart, a fashion company, and so their watches are accordingly stylish. Which you choose depends on your own personal look. The watch comes with features that are pretty standard for this generation: built-in NFC, GPS, heart rate monitoring, and speaker. With the Cardiogram app, Fossil claims the ability to detect sleep apnea, diabetes, hypertension, and atrial fibrillation. The watch is water-resistant to 3 atmospheres of pressure, making it more than enough for showering, bathing, or even active swimming. And number 1. Apple Watch Series 5. Apple's latest smartwatch is, no doubt, the best smartwatch for iPhone users. Because it won't work with an Android phone. The one major upgrade this watch offers over its earlier version is an always-on display. There are of course other upgrades to the software and hardware, but from a user perspective, this is the one you'll notice most. This helps the watch feel more like a real watch, and less like a novelty athletic tracker. If you've worn a smartwatch before, then you've probably stopped noticing the time it takes your watch to wake up after you've flicked your wrist. But as soon as you wear a watch with an always-on display, you'll realize you've been missing something. There's a lot of hype around the LTPO technology used in the Apple Watch 5. Apple claims it's the reason for the device's longer battery life. However, a little research suggests that it's really only an incremental upgrade from the OLED display in the Apple Watch 4. Of course, the new Watch 5 has a bunch of new display drivers that make things more efficient, and a better light sensor than its predecessor, but it's really nothing that couldn't have been done to the Watch 4. The cynic in me wonders whether Apple really needed an extra 12 months to develop this tech, or if it was just holding off for 2019 in order to exploit it for the purposes of marketing a supposed upgrade to the previous version. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.